So we have now Jean-Christophe Lamy, who will present on earth and lightning for small VTOL.
Good morning, everybody. So I am Jean-Christophe Lamy. I am a Panel 5 expert at the rotorcraft department. So I am responsible for electrical systems, lighting, EWIS, and also earth and lightning. So today my presentation, so the content. So I will make a small reminder of the content of the earth and lightning requirements. So the SC VTOL 2515 and 2520. I have a slide where I will present all the guidances and documentation that I use to build these AMCs. Next, the principles I applied, typically the proportionality between the basic categories and the enhanced one, simplification, less aircraft testing, you will see, clarification of the rule, and the consistencies between the earth and lightning methods. Next, I will present to you some criteria where we can consider that the exposure to lightning is likely or unlikely. I will make a comparison between the CS27, the small rotorcraft, and the VTOL compliance demonstration for both earth and lightning. And finally, I will present to you what are the similarities. Most of the methods between earth and lightning are similar. Okay, so the requirements. So I don't know if you are so familiar. So on the right side, you have the requirements for small rotorcraft. On the left side for the eVTOL. So on the right side, I highlighted in blue the differences between the main differences between the CS 27, 13, 16 and its equivalent for VTOL. So it's mainly the fact that for the eVTOL, we have a criteria concerning the applicability for level A and level B and C, so critical system and essential system. Whereas for small rotorcraft, critical systems are always considered, and for essential systems, only for aircraft operating in IFR. So on red, I highlighted the differences between so the special condition for eVTOL and the equivalent for CS23 from the Amendment 5. So typically, for basic categories, when we lose a critical system, we have to perform a control emergency landing. Whereas for enhanced category, it is like for small aircraft, we have to continue the flight and make a safe landing. For Earth, as you can see, the difference is much higher between both requirements. Typically for a small rotorcraft, for essential system, we have two different subparagraphs, B and C. ANSY's paragraph states that the level B and C system has to be tested and pass the Earth test level 1, 2, or respectively 3. Typically, it is a category R or category T of the 160. Whereas for the SC VTOL 2520, the level A is not so different, except that we have only to consider the external performance. So there is no mention of environmental 1, 2, or 3. So the subparagraph A is a little simpler and lighter. And for B, we remove the condition of the IFR operation. So it means that it has to be applied to all the essential system. Except, as you will see later, for the higher categories, level C can be not considered. So it is for the earth and lightning requirement. Now, the documentation I used. So there is several ones. Basically, the basic AMCs which are applicable for all the products. Typically, the 2158 for Earth, or 2136 for the indirect effect of lightning. We have also other guidances, typically the FAA policy, which is the standard applicable policy for small aircraft. So for the aircraft certified before the Part 23 Amendment 64, and also obviously the new aircraft. We have also the draft STM WK 61550, which is still a standard, which is a standard practice which proposes simplified methods for the Earth and Lightning requirements. And I also use some inputs coming from the Qatar Earth report. So you have to know that with my colleagues from FAA, ANAC, and Transport Canada, for a couple of years, we discussed about the Earth regulation, and we propose some relaxation for some backup channels. Typically, for a critical system, having various channels, primary channels and backup channels, in some cases, it is acceptable to consider the backup channels as a level B system, so excluded from the level A system. So the principle I applied to build these AMCs. So I propose some clarification. Typically, the interpretation of the requirements sometimes is not so clear. I define more clearly what is the perimeter of the system. As I said previously, sometimes the level A system is composed of other channels, primary and backup. Sometimes it could be limited to the primary channels. And finally, I will propose some definition of what is the likelihood or unlikelihood to the exposure to lightning. Simplification, typically, I will propose for the lower categories less aircraft testing. It will be not necessary to determine the real transfer function. We can rely to generic curves and generic transfer function. And I propose at the system level, it is acceptable to make more tests at the equipment level. Typically, for the level A control system, normally, at the moment, for small rotorcraft, for all the products, it is obliged to perform tests at the system level. Now it could be acceptable to perform tests only at the equipment level. And as I said, for the hardening level allocation, for some channels, typically the backup, we could have lower hardening level. Proportionality, so it is application of the safety continuum policy. It means that for the lower category, for the basic category 1 and 2, we will have a simpler approach. So no need to determine the transfer function. So we go directly to categories of the 160. We will lose a more severe environment for the higher category, typically category 3 or enhanced category. And you will see that level B and level C system, so the essential system will not be systematically considered. So typically for the lower category, level C system is never considered, sometimes level B. And for the higher category, you will see that I introduce the concept of group. For the basic category 3 and enhanced category, we will consider the level B and level C. And finally, it should be my latest slide, my intent was to ensure consistency between Earth and Lightning approaches. I mean that for a given category, I want to use the same approach, the same methodology. So the use of generic transfer function or real transfer function, we consider the level A, B, and C, or only level A and B for a given category. So it is consistent. So now, in my AMCs, I introduce the concept of groups. So a group corresponds to a vital category for which we have the same compliance verification methods. So I introduced 3 groups. I could keep the categories, but it was a little simpler to consider some groups. For the Earth group, for the basic category from 0 to 6, it is identical, but it's not the case for the indirect effect of lightning. So for indirect effect of lightning, we have 3 groups. And you will see that we have even 2 sub-lightning groups, groups IFR and group VFR. So one important point, it is the likelihood for the exposure to lightning. So when we consider some operational limitation typically to be in VFR day with some reliable weather report stating that there is no cumulonimbus or tower cumulus, in that case we can consider that the exposure to lightning is unlikely. So it means that with these operational limitation, we don't have to consider the lightning requirements for all for all systems, A, B, and C. We could have also the other operational limitation could be when we are in VFR day with some avionic system to detect the lightning phenomenon. So it should be some direct mean like the storm scope or indirect mean like the weather radar. In that case, we can consider that the risk to be exposed to lightning is also unlikely. So first limitation, VFR day with weather reports without what I call significant clouds, or second is VFR with avionic system to detect the lightning. The other VFR operations, the hazard is considered likely, and when we are in IFR, the hazard is very unlikely. So likely and unlikely, it means that we have to consider the lightning requirements, the 25-15. So on this slide, I computed the rate of lightning strike, depending according to the ILL group. So you have group VFR and IFR, and you have group 1, group 2, and group 3. So these data are extrapolated from data coming from general aviation. So I made some similarities or extrapolation between class 1 aircraft and basic 1 VTOL, and with some data coming from the weather operator, we can find this data. So typically the 2 extremes are on the left side, the IL group 1 VFR, the probability to be exposed is, the rate of lightning strike is 5×10⁻⁶. And on the opposite side, the IL group 3 IFR, it is 10⁻⁴. So there is no big difference. You have a ratio around 50, but it's not negligible, as you will see later on. This slide. So this slide, I will explain to you how I build it. So I consider the ratio, what I call the p-hazard, I mean the probability of the hazard. So it is a ratio between the rate of lightning strike, it is the data coming from here, and the safety objective. So safety objective is coming from the AMC 2510. So I don't know, Clément, if the presentation was already done for the safety assessment for, yes? Okay. So the safety objective you can see, typically group 1 VFR safety objective 10⁻⁶ is coming from this AMC. So when we make this ratio, if the ratio is under 1, we can consider that the hazard is unlikely. When the ratio is between 1 and 100, the hazard is likely. And above 100, the hazard is very likely. So the pointer is working. So you can see that, for instance, for the group 1 VFR, it is not needed to consider level B and level C. Only level A has to be considered. For the group 1 VFR, so once again, group 1, it is basic category 1, group 2, basic category 2, and group 3, category 3, and enhanced. For the group 2, group 1 IFR and group 2, we have to consider level A and level B system, not level C. And for the group 3, VFR, it is the same, only level A and level B. And group 3 IFR, we have to consider all, level A, B, and C systems. Sorry, on this slide there is a lot of information, but I will try to summarize. It's more or less a summary of the content of my AMC. So you have typically, I keep the data coming for small rotorcraft because I made some comparison, as you will see. So you have the various requirements, the system to be considered or not. Typically, for group 1 and 2, we consider only the level B. And for group 3, level C only in IFR. The various test levels, so it comes from the D160, section 22. The item tested, it means do we have to test at the system level or equipment level? So typically, as you will see, it could be always at the equipment. It's up to the applicant. Huh? It could use only at the equipment. Whereas for small rotorcraft, for level A control, it's only system. Huh? So the hardening level per channel. So when you have a level A system, all the system has to be tested as a level A. So primary and secondary. For group 1, 2, and 3, only the primary channel has to be tested as level A. The secondary channel, like the backup, could be the hardening level could be alleviated as a level B system. And it is the same for all the groups. So these two latest lines is a comparison between this line, what is applied for small rotorcraft and what is applied for the various groups on the eVTOL. And this one is a comparison between group 1 and 2 and group 3. So what I wanted to highlight with these two lines, it is, on this line, it is the fact that we have, as you can see, simplification. So when it is red, it means that we are more severe in terms of levels or in terms of approach. When it is in red, it is simpler. So it is the principle I applied, simplification. This latest line, it is a comparison between group 1 and 2 and group 3. So it is the proportionality. When it is red, it is simpler than when it is green, sorry. It is simpler than when it is in red. Now for the Earth requirements. So the probability to be exposed to Earth is likely or even very likely. So it's around 1. So it means that we don't have to consider the hazard or the likelihood to be exposed. So I applied simply the safety continuum policy approach, the proportionality approach. It means that for the group 1 and group 2, there is no need to consider the level C system, only A and B. For the Earth group 3, we have to consider A, B, and C system. So on this slide, it is similar to the previous I proposed to you for Lightning, just a new one, which is the Earth environment. So maybe I will not go too much in detail. Huh? So the Earth environment for small rotorcraft for level A control is 3, 1 for level A display, 2 for level B, or the category R of the 160. For level C, we have the category T, and I propose various categories of the 160 for the VTOL, for the Earth test level. For the Earth environment, I propose for the smaller categories, I propose the Earth environmental 3, but we can use generic transfer function. So there is no need, as for the group 3, the higher categories, there is no need to determine the real transfer function. So the item tested, it is the same than for Lightning. You can test at the equipment or for level A at the system. It's up to you. The hardening level per channel, it is the same. So on the requirement for Rotorcraft, all the channels have to be tested as a level A for level A system or as a level B for level B system. For all the groups here, we can, for the secondary channel, we can reduce the hardening level to lower. And the two next latest line, it is, as I did previously, a comparison between, for the simplification, the comparison between the CS25 and this equivalent VTOL group, or a comparison between the lower group and the higher group. So the same, with some small exception, but globally here we have a simplification for the VTOL group compared to what is requested for small rotorcraft. And here you can see the proportionality between group 1 and 2 and group 3. So this slide is to propose to you the similarities between the Earth and Lightning group according to the system level. So typically, you have a total similarity with Lightning group IFR and Earth group. So for group 1, A and B, C is not considered. Group 2, A and B, C not considered. Group 3, A, B, and C. So the two exceptions are here. Group 1 VFR, we don't consider level B, and here. Group 3 VFR, we don't consider level C. So this is the last slide of my presentation. It's to highlight the similarities between the Earth and Lightning approach with two exceptions, here and here. So when it is red, it means that you have similarities between Lightning and Earth. It's more or less a synthesis of the two previous big slides I proposed. So I wanted to highlight the similarities in the approach between Earth and Lightning groups. So it is my latest slide. Just to advise you that the AMC, so normally the AMC should be published at the beginning of next year on the EASA website for consultation and comments. Thank you. It ends my presentation. So now it is time for questions for all the presentation. I have to stay here. Thank you.